What timing. Let me be the first to congratulate John Bennett on his recently mended server. Thank you, John in Belfast. Thank you, Susan McReynolds, up here on BBC Radio 4. Let me just prod a finger at this. Hey!
BBC Radio Foyle
and BBC Radio Ulster
with Gerry Anderson.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gerald Michael Anderson here. It's coming up to 29 minutes to 11 o'clock. I look forward to presenting you a multifaceted and a many-layered programme for all ages and creeds. If you want to contact this programme, and indeed we only listen to positive things today, none of that old negative stuff, keep that for 12 o'clock when the crazies come on with David. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. I'll repeat that for the benefit of those who are drinking at the weekend. 08459 555 678. You can send me an email if you wish. I can't guarantee that I'll see it before tomorrow, but then again, as they say, that's show business. It's jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk.
Shoot. Shoot.
Here's a track from Chip Taylor's new album, which is just out at the moment. It don't get any better than this.
Take a pill for Montezuma on the shores of Aruba. Guess you're sending that kid back to Cuba. Look at that, the Red Sox lost 3 straight. Page 9, oh baby, NASDAQ, she's going crazy. Your old Ford's a new Mercedes. Look at that, the Yankees won another one. And it's, hey, sweet mama, give us a kiss. It don't get better than this. Get it, boy. Jesus, shoot. Jesus, shoot. Jesus, shoot. Jesus, oh. Get it, John. Give us a kiss, it don't get better than this. Golf course, Arizona. Tiger Woods is 14 under. Last round postponed by thunder. Get yourself an umbrella and go fishing, boy. You got no chance. And it's, hey, sweet mama, give us a kiss, it don't get better than this. Do it again, John. And it's, hey, sweet mama, give us a kiss, it don't get better than this. Blue wall came crashing. Springsteen's at the bank. He's cashing. Ain't there 2 sides here? So I'm asking. And when's the last time he got shot at? And it's, hey, sweet mama, give us a kiss. It don't get better than this. Oh, listen up here. 14 days will be injected, and the judge said that he suspected that DNA would be rejected. And George says we ain't killed an innocent man yet, not here in Texas. And it's, hey, sweet mama, give us a kiss. It don't get better than this. Help me out, boys. Here we go. Jesus, shoot. Jesus, shoot. Jesus, shoot. Jesus, oh. Take a pill from Montezuma on the shores of Aruba. Sending him back to Cuba. Look at that, the Red Sox lost 3 straight. And it's, hey, sweet mama, give us a kiss. It don't get better than this. And it's, hey, sweet mama, give us a kiss. And pass me the Pinot Colate. Jizzle, shoot.
Oh, that caught me on the hop. Sorry, DJ, stop. That's Chip Taylor, of course. That's a song called It Don't Get Better Than This. That's from his new album. I've been telling you about that album. It's called Black and Blue America. It's in the shops now, including Stroke City Girls. This is a hell of an album. I've been listening to it all day yesterday. Lucinda Williams is on it, John Prine, P.P. Arnold, and Brian Kennedy, of all people. They're all in this album. It's called Black and Blue America. You can get that now if you wish. It's on, a number of people have been asking me about that because ever since I started to play that Stroke City Girls thing. That's Chip Taylor. That's on Trainwreck Records. That's TWO11. That's Black and Blue America.
Right, okay.
Welcome back, Mr. Coyle.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
A number of people...
Nice to see you too as well.
No, you just added that.
I did.
I know, because I said you no intention of saying
No.
that. A number of people have been missing you. Do you want to hear how many?
Not really.
2.
2.
But at the same time, I have to say that I admire what you've gone through, and a lot of people have sent me all sympathy cards, and I pass them on to you. And I realise that this last month has been difficult for you because anger management is not a thing to be undertaken lightly. How did you get on?
What was I doing?
You're on an anger management course.
Was I? I don't even know
You
what that
were.
is. Was I?
Yes, you were. I know it's you're in denial at the moment. I know they've told you at the clinic that you shouldn't talk about it when you get out, but I know you've been trying to curb that temper of yours. It was getting to the point where he couldn't speak to you at all.
I was ready for the holiday. You're right.
I know, but the holiday. I know.
The break. Yes, nudge. Yeah.
Nudge, holiday.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what it's like, to come
Yes.
to the end of my tether, and I know that you shouldn't talk about it the like of me because I'll only put it on the radio.
No.
And I know that they told you when you left that you try and forget it ever happened, and you have to let this stuff work in the back of your head. So don't you talk about it.
Or I won't. Would
No.
you talk to John?
I won't talk to John yet because I've got a poem. A man has written a poem.
Would she-
to celebrate your return? Will you wait?
Well, John was told to ring.
Was he?
You wanted an update. I don't know. You see,
John was told to-
apparently you talked to John on Friday.
Yes.
And I answered the phone. John says he wants me.
I want him.
Well, words to that effect.
Maybe you shouldn't say that. Maybe it'd be something I've been doing over the weekend.
I'll
talk to him now.
So John said
You'll be getting your knickers in a twist. I'll talk to him in a moment. I'll ask him what he wants. But in the meantime, I've got a poem here.
Will you turn me off?
No, this is a poem for you. It's John McMenamin from Castledergan. He writes this poem, and it's called "Home is the sailor, home from the sea, and the hunter, home from the hill."
Right.
It's for you.
Like
Welcome
Phil
back.
Coulter would write.
It is indeed. Welcome back, dear Mr. Coyle, all tanned and bronzed and strong. It's good to see you back again, back where you belong. Did you bring Gerry something nice? If not, you'll know he'll mock. I'm sure you brought him something nice, perhaps. Do you want to finish that?
A frock.
Not actually. A stick of rock. In doctor's surgeries everywhere, you'll hear the sunburned say, "I've just called to see the nurse of something I picked up on holiday." I know you've got your memories of sand and sea and fun, but it's time to put your headphones on. There's work now to be done. I'm sorry I have to tell you, but when you were away, that woman with the banjo, well, she came on and played. Kathy McGarvey, very upset. She came on and played the banjo, told me you've been keeping her off the air for years.
That's a lie.
I know it's a lie. I just said that. So now you're at your desk again, and you won't get much thanks as you listen to the weirdos and filter out the cranks. Geordie, yes, he's still with us. In fact, he's often phoned. And we're all a little worried. We think that he's been cloned. There's a double Geordie knocking about. There's a Geordie doppelganger, a man impersonating Geordie knocking about the country. Did you know that?
No.
Yes, a man impersonating Geordie and telling people he's him, accepting money and,
Yeah.
we're trying to track him down. Hanging's too good for him, I think. Alas, your holiday is over, it's history, it's done, and now the nation waits to hear you say, "There's a man for you."
On one. There is.
Hello, man on one.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
I was told to phone up again and tell you about the wee pups I phoned up on Friday about.
That's right, you and I talked about it, and then we were cut cruelly short by the hand of time.
Yeah.
Remind me again, what was your problem?
There was two wee pups.
Yes,
They're only a week old and the mother died.
That's
and I
right.
needed a foster mother to look after them for 8 weeks.
that's right. Well, I don't know, I haven't been speaking to my staff. I don't know if there's been any reaction or not. Did you get any numbers at all?
The phone wouldn't stop, but
well.
I got a lady in Mara. I want to say thanks to her.
Oh, you're organised.
Oh,
Just goes to show you.
About an hour.
And an hour after we talked.
Yeah, but the phone was going here, left, right, and centre. People want to keep the dogs, but they weren't going, to be kept.
I know what you mean. Well, you see, this is what I'm always saying to people, and I hope you don't mind me using this platform as an opportunity to tell the people that don't be going to anyone else. Come to me. I can get things done. Can you guarantee that?
Oh, aye.
You see, if you want something done, come to me. Don't be going to the newspapers. Don't be going to Bennett, people like that. They don't care about animals. I'm the only one who's got a true love of them.
I know that there. So I phoned him out first, and he wouldn't even put it on there.
I know. And not alone would he not put it on there, he didn't care about your pups.
That's why I wouldn't even put him on in the morning no more.
Exactly, that's why I never listened to him.
No.
And that's why I'm glad his self-server has been mended. And also, I have to say this to you, not alone do I care about your pups, I got them a home.
Oh, they're not my pups, they're my wife's sisters. Like, they're home there for 8 weeks anyway.
Let's not get picky here, yeah.
Some lady in Moria took them.
Okay, so anyone who's got any problems at all, you'll receive short shrift from the rest, but you'll receive nothing but love and affection and understanding and cooperation from me. Okay, and if ever your budgie in the back there, if ever he gets a little twinge in its wing, you ring me.
Yeah, I was wondering, could you put a request on for a song or something on for Abby Hare?
Abby who?
Abby Hare.
Abby Hare?
Yep.
What, is that a hairdressing salon?
No, that's her name. Like Hare the rabbit.
Abby Hare?
Yeah, I'm 49, Killigamane.
That's a great name. Okay. What else do you want to say? Is that it?
That's it. And say thank you very much for doing that for me.
Not at all. It's a pleasure, and I encourage any other people with problems that they find difficult to solve to come here first.
Right, thank you very much.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Because it's not known generally that we have heart. Okay. It's 18 minutes to 11 o'clock. Here's a request from Ita Smith. She says, I'm originally from Belfast and now reside in Stornoway in the Outer Hebrides. Whatever possessed you to do that? That's very far north. That's almost the North Pole. Would you please play a request for my maid of 40 years? It is her birthday. Oh, it's tomorrow, actually, but I'm afraid to leave this until tomorrow in case I forget. I'll do it today. I'll do it tomorrow as well. She too listens to the programme every day and we'd be delighted to hear her name mentioned. I've been listening to your programme since Christmas last year on Sky and I love it. The only thing is that your programme makes me very homesick, and that's after living here for over 27 years. You must have skinned like an alligator if you've tolerated 27 years in Stornoway, the Arctic wind biting into your skin for 27. My mate's name is Margaret Bailey, and she lives off the Newton Ards Road in Belfast. She won't appreciate me giving her age, so I won't mention it. Thank you very much, Gerry. That's from Ita Smith, certainly. This is a little song for her. This is a song that I love. It's Lucy Kaplansky. It's called Written on the Back of His Hand. It's from her new album, which is on Red House Records. I'll tell you the title of it later.
You don't have any secrets when you come into the world. You're open like a book and the pages get filled. The leaves keep turning on every single page. They write their story, little marks on your face, marks on your face. Locked in your head, an unbreakable code. A secret never spoken is a story never told. Gonna show you the back of my hand, they say. You can hide those scars, but they hurt you every day. They hurt you every day. They hurt you every day. What was written on the back of his hand? You won't say it out loud, you won't say it again. What was written on the back of his hand? You won't say it out loud, you won't say it again. What was written on the back of his hand? You won't say it again. Water is holy when it falls from the sky. Water tastes bitter when it falls on your eyes. Lay down on the ground and look up at the sky. There's no rhyme or reason when you're watching time fly, watching time fly. When the stars come out, the night is alive. Connect those stars with the lines of your life, with the lines on your hand, with the words that you write. One true word's gonna beat a pack of lies, beat a pack of lies. Beat a pack of lies. What was written on the back of his hand? You won't say it out loud, you won't say it again. What was written on the back of his hand? You won't say it out loud. true words on a beat a bag of lies. Beat a pack of lies. It was written on the back of his hand. You won't say it out loud, you won't say it again. What was written on the back of his hand? You won't say it out loud, you won't say it again. What was written on the back of his hand? You won't say it out loud, you won't say it again. What was written on the back of his hand? You won't say it again. You won't say it again. Oh, you won't say it again.
That's Lucy Kaplansky. It's a song called Written on the Back of His Hand. That's from a new album out in Red House Records, which is called Every Single Day. Right, reports are pouring in about Geordie at the weekend, as we know, and indeed as we advertised in this programme, much to our credit. Geordie appeared at the Guildford Fair on Saturday and indeed Sunday, a double header. And reports are pouring in of positive, sorry, I used the wrong word, the positive reports. Apparently a great days were had by all, and Geordie, by all accounts, has reached the level of stardom, I think. Carmel Hughes sends me an email. This is only one. She says, attached is a poem written by Comfy. That's Irish. Comfy. No, that's just used to be Joey Dunlop's name. It said, Comfy, are you Comfy? No, I'm Comfy Ballymena. No, that's another one. Comfy and Colette Hughes, following a visit to Guildford Fair on Saturday. This is a poem written in commemoration of the event afterwards. It's called Nipper, which is after one of Geordie's dogs. On the radio we did hear a place that Geordie would appear. Avid listeners to your show, it was compulsory that we go. We searched and searched with hopeful eyes. Was Geordie in some sort of disguise? No, he wasn't, for there he stood, talking away as best he could. So, we waited in line, passed away the arduous time. Soon we were talking to Geordie number one. We told him of our problem. Geordie sorted it out for us, quick and easy with no fuss. Nipper stood at Geordie's side, but his eyes were on a dog, far wide. Geordie said we could take him for a walk, while he and our mother had a talk. Nipper, however, just went wild and found pleasure sniffing a dog's backside. So you see, he's not whiter than white. In other words, he's the left of right. That's from Keva. That's how. Keva Hughes, age 13. Thank you very much, Keva. Thanks for sending that to me. Well, here... Pardon?
Geordie's dog's not called Nipper.
There's one called Tiny and there's another one called Nipper.
I never heard of Nipper.
Because you were away.
When did Nipper come on the scene?
Nipper came... You must remember you've been away for nearly a month now.
Uh-huh.
And animals breed, you know. I don't know. I'm guessing. I think Nipper is... Yeah.
Is Tiny the father? Or the mother? What?
It's hard for me to say from a distance. But I have to say this to you. Certain things happened during the course of the time you're away that I think you should not be told. I mean, for instance, a man appeared up at Geordie's house and stayed for a while and didn't bring enough drink with him. Geordie explained he didn't bring enough drink. But the man said that dogs love him. And Geordie said to him, dogs may love you, but Tiny won't. And the man went over and he said, all dogs love me. She won't attack me. He went over and he put his hand to Tiny's head. Do you know what Tiny did? Nearly took a hand off him. Right. So what did Geordie do? Got a rake of Jay's fluid and poured it over the man's hand. And indeed, there is another dog called Nipper. Nipper is not as...
I've never heard Geordie talk of Nipper.
That's because you've been away. You see...
Talking of Geordie, I just got a phone call there inviting Geordie and yourself, but mainly Geordie, do you understand? And you.
I don't know why you had to say that.
Yeah.
You did it to put me down.
I didn't.
Well, what is it? What is the invitation? What does it concern?
You know, do you know the cruise ship that passes your house on a daily basis?
Yes.
On the Foyle, on the River Foyle?
The Toucan one?
The Toucan one.
Yes.
Geordie's been invited onto it and bring a party of his friends. You included.
I think I might pass on that one.
Well,
well, Geordie can go, but I've bad landing legs. You know.
Right. Will you ask Geordie?
I'll ask him.
Okay, well...
I don't want to go on it.
Right, that's
Not that there's nothing wrong with the boat.
No.
But you see, once... The thing is, it's always the reason why I've never been keen on going on cruises. Once you get on a cruise ship, you can't get off.
Yes, you pointed that out to me. I threatened to go on a cruise once.
You can't get off.
And you pointed out.
It's a 3-hour cruise, and it goes... I assume it's a 3-hour one with the drink. And it starts about...
4 hour, I think it is.
4 hours, yeah. And it goes way up and it comes back. It goes way up to the head, near the Arctic Circle. And it comes back again. And there's drink galore.
I'm doing it this week.
Do you know they have a little jail on it? Did you know that?
No.
Oh, yes. What would you think that they do to people who get out of hand or get too much drink, or the drink goes to their head? What do you think they do with them? Do you think they throw them over the side? You can't ask them to leave, can
What do you call a jail on a boat?
A brig.
Brig.
A brig. They have a brig. And they throw boys in there. I think Geordie could well end up in there. Tell him I'd love to go, but unfortunately it might... I can't find a window in my diary.
Yeah. I've been on it.
I know you have, yes.
Great.
Yeah, yes, great. Thank you, Sean. Thank you very much. Okay. Goodbye. Thank you. Right, Luke Foster sends me an email. He says, I enjoy the show. I heard your curious facts about the inebriated tendencies of ants. We did those the other day and thought you might like the following. These are actual label instructions from consumer products that were sold all over the world. This is quite good here. On a blanket from Taiwan, it says, not to be used as protection from a tornado. Because you would know not to do that. On a helmet-mounted mirror used by U.S. cyclists, you know what that is, don't you? It says, remember, objects in the mirror are actually behind you. Right. This is for English-speaking... These are English instructions for English-speaking people. This one isn't. On a Taiwanese shampoo, use repeatedly for severe damage. And this is one. On a bottle top of a British flavoured milk drink. After opening, keep upright. On a New Zealand insect spray, this product not tested on animals. In a US guide for setting up a new computer, it says on the inside, to avoid condensation forming, allow the boxes to warm up to room temperature before opening. So that's on the inside of the box. Once you open the box, you get this notice and then you read it. Too late. On a Japanese product used to relieve painful hemorrhoids, and I know many of the listeners suffer from that, lie down, you hear the instructions. Lie down on bed. It's called Poos-Cool. Poos-Cool it's called. Lie down on bed and insert Poos-Cool slowly up to the projected portion like a sword guard into anal duct. Whilst inserting Poos-Cool for approximately 5 minutes, keep quiet. In some countries, on the bottom of Coke bottles, the following instruction is to be found. Open other end. On a packet of sun-made raisins, why not try tossing over your favourite breakfast cereal? On a Sears catalogue hairdryer, do not use this whilst sleeping. On a bag of Fritos, it says, you could be a winner. No purchase necessary. Details inside. In other words, you have to steal it. On a bar of Dial soap, on the wrapper outside, before you unwrap it, it says, directions. Use like regular soap. On Tesco's tiramisu dessert, you may check this out yourself, printed on bottom of the box, it says, do not turn upside down. You may ask yourself, how do I read the instructions in the bottom of the box if I don't turn the tiramisu dessert upside down? The question is, there's no other way, unless you hold it way up in the air and crawl underneath and read the instructions. But then again, why would you want to do that in the first place? You turn it upside down and you say, oh, there's something here, I must read this. And it tells you don't turn it upside down. On a Marks & Spencer bread pudding, it says the product will be hot after heating. That's a surprise. On a Korean kitchen knife, warning, keep out of children. On a string of Chinese-made Christmas lights, it says the following, for indoor or outdoor use only. The question you have to ask yourself, where else can I use them? Except indoor and outdoor. On a Japanese food processor, not to be used for the other use. On Sainsbury's peanuts, you may see this as well. I actually saw this myself. Warning, contains nuts. On an American airline packet of nuts, instructions, open packet, eat nuts. On a Swedish chainsaw, do not attempt to stop chain with your hands or genitals. I don't think you would do that anyway. On a child's Superman costume, wearing of this garment does not enable you to fly. It's as well they put that on. On some frozen dinners, it says, serving suggestion, defrost. On a hotel-provided shower cap in a box, it says, fits one head only. On a packaging for a Rowenta iron, do not iron clothes whilst you're still wearing them. I used to do that all the time, until a man stopped me. On Boots children's cough medicine, it says, do not drive car or operate machinery. Nothing wrong with that. Of course, the children hardly are driving cars or operating machinery. Of course, then again, maybe for Victorian children, used to push them up a chimney. Anyway, on nightly sleep aid, it says the following. Warning, may cause drowsiness.
Finished, done my apprenticeship. Sold out, lost all innocence. When you said la la la, had no future doing what I did. Had no promise believing as I did. You took my confidence, stole all my sweetness. But thank you, you really did me a favor and got me to face hard facts. But thank you, you really did me a favor. You made me wake up. Like hell, all the stories that you would tell at my expense, I know now. Nothing lasted is louder. Well, haven't you noticed that? I'm no longer walking behind you, and I am no longer just thinking beside you. You took my confidence and you stole all my sweetness. But thank you, you really did me a favor and got me to face hard facts. But thank you, you really did me a favor. You made me wake up. You made me wake up. Took me for a ride, played with me for a while. Mr. Jekyll and Hyde on the inside. That's all you were to me. And all that you said to me was, I could never be strong, and I could never belong, and I could never be anything at all. There's something you forgot. Well, I learned from what you taught. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You've really done me a favor and got me to face hard facts. So thank you. You've really done me a favor. You made me wake up. You made me wake up. You made me wake up. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you. Yeah, yeah,
That's a band called the Screaming Orphans. That's from a new album out called Listen and Learn. That's a song called Thank You. The Screaming Orphans are four girls, four very attractive, very talented girls from Donegal, obviously trying to make a bid for some of that chorus money. I was supposed to interview them one day here about 2 months ago, but they never showed up. And then the next day I phoned up the management and I said, what happened? They said, hey, listen, we have a band called Screaming Orphans. Do you want to interview them? And I said, well, they were supposed to be here yesterday. And they said, oh, we'll get back to you on that. Right, here's a thank you, Albert Sproggett, for going to the trouble of doing this magnificent childlike drawing of Geordie and all that surrounds him. I particularly like the depiction of the oil tanker arriving at Geordie's door, filled with Jay's fluid. Thank you for that. And right, and the directions on the signs. Right, oh, look at the time. It's coming up to 11 o'clock. We'll be back at approximately 4 minutes past 11. It's 11 o'clock.
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
And at 11 o'clock, this is the news with Linda Ray. A car bomb has exploded in the Spanish resort of San Sebastian, killing an elderly woman and seriously injuring her grandchild. Reports say the device had been planted in a toy car. Security chiefs are due to meet in Madrid about now to discuss policing after threats by the Basque separatist group ETA to bomb tourist areas. Flora Botsford reports from Madrid.
The meeting had been scheduled for the end of this month, but was brought forward after Saturday's car bomb attack in Salou on the Costa Dorada by the Basque separatist group ETA. It brings together the Spanish Secretary of State for Security, Pedro Morenes, and the Basque Interior Ministry official, Miquel Legarda, along with members of the National Police, the Civil Guard, and both the autonomous Basque and Catalan police forces. One of the problems Spain has in its anti-terrorism policy is the coordination of all the different security forces, and it's hoped that this meeting will help improve efforts to combat ETA's current bombing campaign, which is clearly targeting tourist areas.
The Catholic Church has given its backing to the policing implementation plan. In a statement, the Northern Bishop said while they shared some reservations expressed by others, sufficient grounds now exist to give real hope for a new beginning in policing. The Bishop of Clogher, Dr Joseph Duffy, says the bishops intervened because they believe the overall proposals represent progress.
We do feel that particularly in view of the urgency of this matter, that it's dragging on a bit, that we feel that the time has come to get on with it. For example, if you want an example, the emphasis on human rights, that's a welcome emphasis, and it's a sign of the intent of everybody to make this thing work and to make the police force attractive to all members of the community.
The SDLP Assembly Party is meeting around now to decide if they'll support the proposals, but there's increasing speculation that they will sign up to the new policing board. Sinn Féin has already rejected the revised plan, which contains details on all 175 patent recommendations on RUC reforms. There are 2 security alerts in West Belfast. Army technical officers are examining a suspect device at Hannistown Hill and a suspicious object at Tullymore Gardens. The police are investigating an early morning paint attack on a house in the Ardoyne area of North Belfast. The paint was thrown through a window of the house in Hesketh Park, damaging furniture in the living room. An ambulance station at Templemore Avenue in East Belfast has had to close temporarily after its roof was damaged by heavy rain. Crews from a station at Broadway in West Belfast will cover, which could make response times up to 5 minutes longer. Shop steward Dennis Elliott says staff are worried about the situation.
It is a concern for all the staff here at present. The ones who know this morning, I was working last night myself, it's a concern for us all that we're going to have to travel further to get to our patients when time is of a critical nature with a heart attack.
The Japanese computer and microchip maker Fujitsu, which employs more than 1,000 people in Northern Ireland, is cutting 16,400 jobs from its workforce worldwide. It's blaming the losses on a slump in demand. No details have been given so far about which countries or sites will be affected. And the weather, a mostly dry and fine day with sunny periods. BBC Radio Ulster News.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news.
Traffic controls are in place on the Priestlands Road in Bushmills. Resurfacing work continues in the area. Controls are also in force on part of the Ban Road in Kilray. There may be some minor delays as roadworks continue. And lane restrictions are in place on the M1 between Junction 14, that's Tamnamore, and Junction 15, Stangmore. A 50 miles per hour speed limit's in force in the area. Roy Willigan with the travel news.
Thank you and welcome back. Let me prod a finger again and give you the latest jingle.
BBC Radio Foyle
and BBC Radio Ulster
with Gerry Anderson.
OK, welcome back. Don't forget, if you want to contact this programme, the number to ring is 08459 555 678 or send me an email. I can't fix my hair. It's really annoying that. Is my hair okay? Is it?
What?
Is my hair okay? I can't fix it.
What hair?
You haven't learnt much, have you? You're sniggering again. That's one of the things that got you where you were.
No, it's all right, so it is. It's all right.
Happy 11th birthday to Judith Gilmore from Lisburn, Stroke City Girl, please. I'm going to play that later. I'm going to play a couple of tracks during the second half of the programme, or the second two-thirds, may I say, in case people are pedantic and ring up and say there's only a third over, so how could be a second half if you haven't reached the first half yet? I know how to avoid this kind of stuff. So I'm going to play 2 tracks from Chip Taylor's LP. You don't call them LPs anymore, do you? You call them CDs. Love from Mum and Dad. That's happy 11th birthday to Judith Gilmore in Lisburn. And happy birthday to Heather Stanley. She's 40 years old today. She wants to hear Eva Cassidy. And look at this. Every dog in the country seems to have fled their home. A boxer dog in Antrim yesterday afternoon disappeared. A black and white dog from the Tempo Road near Fintona on Saturday That disappeared too. There's a reward for that one. Lost a red and blue radio-controlled glider. Oh, at Jordanstown on Saturday morning. That's not a dog, but I thought it was. Lost an elderly black dog in North Belfast last Tuesday night. A boxer dog. Oh, no, I read that one already. You know what I'm just thinking, and it's a terrible thing to realise, the summer's over. It is. And not one day this year did you feel like going to the beach. The summer's over. There'll be no more sun now until, I don't know, it's very depressing, isn't it? Funnily enough, here's a song about that.
I wonder where the summer went, and why did it have to end? 'Cause all that I want is to hold it 1 minute, just hold that minute again. 'Cause there goes my world, there goes my caress, here comes my mom and dad, and here comes my school, there goes my life, there goes summertime. I'm trying, but the time moves on. I'm listening to the same old song, but none of them sound quite the same as the rain hits the windows. This time is so wrong. Oh yeah. Don't point out all my loss. Don't point it out. 'Cause there goes my world, there goes my friends, here comes my mom and dad, and here comes my school, there goes my life, there goes summertime. Here comes my school, there goes my life, there goes summertime. There goes summertime. There goes summertime.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I know the things you will do will make me feel, yes, all right. You know I work all day to get the money to buy you things. But it's worth it just to hear you say you're gonna give me everything. So I love to come home, 'cause when I get you alone, I know you make me feel all right. When I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, feeling you holding me tight. Yeah. Hey, it's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log. But when I get home to you, I know the things you will do will make me feel, yes, all right. You make me feel, yes, all right. You make me feel, yes, all right. Oh, yeah.
Well, it really hasn't been a hard day's night. I've enjoyed it. I've had fun. Seen some pretty faces. Told a few stories. Sang a few songs. And all the time, these poor gentlemen back here have been playing and sweating. Why don't we give them a round of applause for Bert Faber?
Hey, yeah, what? Yeah. Hey, what about a hand for the
Thank you,
band?
Bert.
Hey, what a wonderful band. Hey, you guys, stand up and take a bow.
And this insane gentleman here has been taking off like a 707 jet back here. moving around like crazy. He's the man that wrote all those marvelous sounds in the back. A warm applause for Joe Sherman, please.
Come on, stand up, Joe. Come on, Joe, stand up. Take a bow.
Also, a round of applause for a very great drummer back here, Panama Francis.
Come on, Panama. Hey, good drummer.
Well, until I see you all again, ciao.
Ciao, baby. Do you remember the time?
Who was that?
Oh, it's great.
Who
Do you remember
is
the
that?
time everybody used to be like that? That reminded me of a show band dance.
Why won't you answer?
Answer what?
Who was that singing?
You have to guess. Do you remember the time?
Bobby Darin.
Not at all. Bobby Darin wouldn't be caught dead doing that. There was a time when everybody used to sing like that. Hey, it's been a hard day's night.
Yeah.
I've been working like a dog. But you see, that used to be... Remember the show bands, when you went to a dance, that used to be how they would end everything. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, the time of the clock has beaten us. I hope you have a safe journey home, and if you are driving, make sure you have a car. Good night, and God bless.
Yeah.
Now
I read a book about
Congratulations.
about show bands.
What's it called?
That you contributed to
What's
the
it
writing
called?
of.
What's it called?
You never told us that.
What's it called?
You helped write a book
I did
about
not. I did not.
You're acknowledged.
I did. It was against my will. What is it? I need to know the name of it.
It's something like Those Were the Days, or...
That's...
Did you or did you not have a hand in writing it? Did you not
did
supply
not.
information?
I did not.
And photographs?
I did
There's
not.
photographs of you in the Beaumont 7. Is that right?
Did not.
Have I got the name right?
It's right, but I did not.
And in another band, the Magnificent. Were you in the Magnificent 7?
I certainly was not.
Well, there's two photographs of you in this show band book.
Well, it shouldn't be there.
One is the Beaumont 7. What was the other one?
I'm not telling you.
The Emperors.
No.
No,
for God's sake.
No,
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about that. Do you know who that
But
was?
you've never told anyone that you helped write a book on the show band scene.
I have written a book on the show band scene, but it's not that one.
No, but I read this one. And it says, special thanks or whatever to
It's only a
Gerry
little
Anderson.
it's not a book. It's kind of a pamphlet. It's a little local thing.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
That's not a book. It's a
pamphlet. Oh, right then. Okay, then. It's a pamphlet. But it's about the show band scene.
I know. The man annoyed me, and I said, here, take those and do that.
Yes.
But I never contributed to it. I wouldn't do that.
No.
I wouldn't do that. You know I wouldn't do that. Speaking of show bands...
Who was that singing?
Speaking of show bands and dances, look, I have to tell you that in Colin Glen Forest Park, that's what reminded me of it when I was thinking about those nights spent dancing. There was a bat night there.
A what?
A bat night. Remember, a bat night. Do you know what a flying mammal, a bat?
I know what a bat is, but I don't know what a bat night is.
A bat night is what... it's an informative walk and talk on the world of these flying animals. It starts at 8 p.m. on Thursday, 30th.
I thought it was a dance.
That's what I was thinking too, because many of the dances I was at it should have been called bat nights. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to help you if I can, sir, if indeed you require it.
Well, you have the answer to all complaints, and I hope you have a remedy for Mr. Bennett's latest complaint.
What's wrong with him?
He played the same tune twice last night.
Well, you see, I always thought that the onslaught or the forward march of senility would stop for no one. And here's the proof of it. What were the two songs?
It was the same song twice, Gerry.
Yes, but what was their name?
Over the Rainbow.
And he played it by the same artist?
No.
Different artist?
Different artist.
Well, he did not say things like, I know I've played this earlier.
No. Matter of fact, he drooled over the second. It was the King's Singers, and he said the only thing wrong with the record was that he could have played it all night.
I was worried about him the last time I saw him, to be honest with you. He's kind of, he's let himself go a little. And, that's one of the first signs. Once your trousers look as if they're going to fall down, it's the sign that it's close to the end, And as I say, playing the same record, same song twice, not acknowledging it is another little mental aberration that we have to look at and take note of.
And I'm telling you that the only thing wrong with the record was that you could play it all night.
I know, you see.
He should go home and sit in his music room and play it all night.
Well, that's possibly what he does, but actually when I saw him the other day too, there was a thing I noticed, and I didn't want to bring this up, but now that you've given me the opportunity to do so, I have to say that the last time I saw him, he was only wearing one sock.
Hmm. No, he was wearing his trousers.
They were nearly off him, I have to say. Do you know why sometimes when you're young and fit and healthy, your trousers never look as if they're going to fall down? But then as you get older and you reach a certain point, it looks as if your trousers could fall off at any time.
They slip over that middle point. And
Exactly. They look as if and your bum goes away, and there's just a gap where your bum used to be, and you know the belly starts to get rounder, and the trousers are having a hard time to secure moorings.
Right.
And it looks as if it's about to go. Well, I'll have a strict word with him because.
Well, hopefully you'll be able to do something about that. But more importantly, Gerry, that guy who was on the other day there,
Yes.
claiming to be Charlie's new PR man.
Yes.
He left a lot to be desired.
In what way? It wasn't.
Well, he was trying to tell us here in the north of Ireland who Charlie Lansborough was and his background.
Well, you see, he probably doesn't know Charlie's history all that well. But
Well, then he shouldn't be doing the job.
He shouldn't. Well, he had a stroke, and he's doing.
Well, fair enough, but
I know
he didn't impress.
All right then, okay. All right then.
But look after Mr. Bennett because
I'll have a word with him.
Aye.
It's important that we keep John straight.
There was a lady on there with Pat Kenny, and she done something similar, and she finished up in Mountjoy with handcuffs and put it in a padded cell.
Is that a fact? Well, that usually happens. People who try and sit in for Pat Kenny, especially if they're any good, he gets to make sure.
Oh, he was interviewing them.
Oh, was he? And who was she?
A young lady who the Garda thought had a mental.
Yes.
And they've landed her into Mountjoy in handcuffs and put her in a padded cell with shredded sheets and shredded.
And there was nothing wrong with her?
No.
I always feel that something like that would happen to me,
Well.
Someone's going to burst in here someday at 10:30 and say, right, out. We need to talk to you. Put a real broadcaster in there. Then they put Hugo in.
Well, maybe our petitions will be answered one of these days.
Indeed, maybe so. But I'll keep an eye on Bennett. Thank you for...
God bless you too, Gerry.
Thank you for giving me indication of his impending demise. Okay, thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye. What do you think of that, Bennett playing 2 in a row and not acknowledging it? Did you see him the day the trousers were nearly falling off?
No.
And did you see him the day he was only wearing one sock?
No, I've been away.
So I forgot.
Yes.
It's how quickly we forget.
Yes.
I'm worried about John. I'm also worried about Hugo. Hugo's getting fat again.
Right.
And George Jones is getting thinner.
There's a man on 2.
Oh, great. Hello, good morning, man on 2. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Gerry.
Yes.
I'm the man that rang up last week to look at my telephone. You never got it to me.
Could you start at the beginning? What were you looking for?
I rang up to look at my telephone. I lost my telephone.
seem to have little recollection of that. What were the circumstances? What? Oh, you lost your mobile telephone.
Ah.
Oh, that's it. Sorry, I thought maybe somebody broke into your house and ripped your phone out of the wall. Well, I said to you at the time, did I not, that it might be difficult.
Yeah, you're making a thing of the whole thing.
A hymns of it.
Ah.
I'm sorry to have to say to you that when people ring up this programme because they've lost certain items, I don't guarantee to get them back, but what I do say is that you'll have a better chance of getting them back on this programme than anywhere else.
I'll have to ring you.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I'll tell you something.
Yes?
The reason why I'm ringing you up is you're a very, very clever man, because you rang up there and you started saying you didn't know anything about writing a book, and then everybody else will be buying the book to see what you said on it. That's a good way of advertising. You're not allowed to advertise in the BBC. Did you not know that?
I'm not advertising the book. I know nothing about it.
Well, Sean there, you've hamped it up to it too. Well, how much money are you getting? How much were you giving him? As a backhander, like.
Are you accusing me of using my position as a broadcaster in the BBC to feather my own nest? Are you accusing me of that?
As a client, I've seen what you're at, like, everybody will be going out there and say, oh, Gerry wrote a book, I didn't know what it was, so I must go and buy it, like.
Well, when you think about it, I might as well do it because the rest of them are doing it.
Well, that's what I say. I say you look better.
I shall never stoop to that level. I'm a public broadcaster. By thunder, there are people out there who have bought a license fee.
I'll tell you something. There's one person needs to go on the BBC, and that's David Dunseith. You need to be carried on. You and I don't know who's going to carry on with him for Sean. He sits in the background and he just does nothing, like.
No, he sniggers.
Ah.
He sniggers. No, I'm going to rise in David's defence. If it wasn't for David, there'd be a lot of people sticking their heads in the ovens. You see, you must remember that all these crazy people who ring David Dunseith up, if he wasn't there, what would they do?
I know, but he's not like you, Jay. I ring David up, and every time I ask him some question that needs to be answered,
yes,
he cuts me off, like. Yeah, if that was you ringing, if I was ringing David about that book, that you were after advertising very well.
Yes.
He cut me off and wouldn't let me say that.
No, maybe so, but you see, then again, it's a very serious program. A lot of people are ringing up, and
I don't think there's much seriousness about it.
well, it fulfills a valuable function in this twisted society of ours. We have to get the crazies an outlet, or else
about as valuable as your program, Jay.
Well, it's a different thing.
Where's Gerry at today?
Geordie is due to speak to me quite shortly, actually, because I have to get a report on him from last weekend.
Well, I'll tell you something. That book, I definitely am going to buy the book.
It's nothing to do with me.
Oh, no, I think you organised it all for you.
I did not. It's nothing to do with me. I washed my Pontius Pilate. That's what you call me, Pontius. Why do people call him Pontius?
I don't know, but he didn't get away with it anyway, did he?
It's Pontius Pilate.
Aye.
Pontius Pilate. Okay then. Thank you very much for whatever it is you want.
Aye, that'll do. Bye.
Bye. You know, that's the beauty of this program.
Okay.
That's the beauty of this program.
All
a lot
right.
of people
Thanks,
don't
John.
realise.
Thank you. Bye.
A lot of people don't realise that one of the hidden functions of this program.
Yes.
Hello.
What?
I'm just saying, just for the benefit of clarification. We need clarification.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that for the benefit of some of the people who are new listeners to this program, that this is one of the only programs that will talk to you when David Dunseith won't. That's all I'm trying to say. A lot of people don't realise that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, was that you, Gerry?
It is indeed, yes.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine.
Good. Well, a few weeks ago, I thought you might like this. My daughter and son-in-law were in Paris for 5 days and had a lovely time. But anyway, they went and they were sitting at this pavement cafe. And the waiter came over, you see, and my son-in-law said, do you speak English? He says, yes, a little. So they ordered and everything was fine. And the waiter says to them, you're not English. And he says, no, we're Irish, we're from Northern Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the waiter says?
What?
What about you, boy?
In a French accent?
Well, I'm sure he had, because he said he couldn't speak English much. I thought it was good, Gerry. So we're famous all over the world for that, I think.
Let me try that one. If I've got a French accent and what about you, boy? You see, obviously he's been exposed to it.
Oh, somebody must have taught him.
What about you, boy?
There's been other Northern Irish people there before them, as I'm afraid.
I'm afraid you're not the first.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's a good one.
All right, Gerry.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. What about you, boy? Hey, what about you, boy? How's it cutting? Now you're sucking diesel. Hey, right, boy. Right, boy. I can't do it. Can you do that? Now you're sucking diesel.
I asked, have I time to talk to you?
Yeah, you have about 20 seconds.
Yeah, not bothered.
I remember the time you would have talked.
I know, but I
20
asked...
seconds would have been enough for you. But obviously now it's
asked
not.
the Spanish waiter during happy hour.
What did he say?
For a vodka and white.
What did he say?
And he said, where are you from? And I told him. He says, no. He says, you want a fucking wait, hey?
I'm not going to ask you what you said.
I says, you're right.
What did he say again?
Oh, he put on the accent.
What did he say again?
You want a fucking wait, hey?
That frightened me when you said that. And he was Spanish?
Yeah.
Now you're sucking diesel. What's the other one? Hi, she cutting. Cutting grand, boy. You and your sister didn't say that last night. You and who's Almy? Now you're sucking diesel. Hey, what you say? Hey, what? Hey, say it, come on, say it, come on. Okay, pourquoi?
How long I've loved you. You know I love you still. Will I wait a lonely lifetime? If you want me to, I will. And if I ever saw you, I didn't catch your name, but it never really mattered. I Love you whenever we're together. Love you when we're apart. And at last I find you. Your song will fill the air. Sing it loud so I can hear you. Make it easy to be near you. And the things you do endear you to me. How you know
Now you're sucking diesel, boy. That is Alison Krauss. It's a song called I Will. I don't know. Every time I hear that record, I always think of Pinky and Perky. Younger listeners will have no idea what I'm talking about. Older ones will. Anne-Marie and John O'Hanlon, it's their 8th wedding anniversary. Congratulations to them. That's today from their mum and dad, or one mum and dad. I assume they're not brother and sister. There's a name for that. That's for mum and dad in Armagh. Get well soon, it says here, to Evelyn Gamble from Paddy and Geraldine. See you soon. A caller's looking for a cartridge and stylus for a Gerard radiogram. Deck number RC110. You don't see radiograms much these days, do you? Remember radiograms, the 4 wheel legs and a lid on the top of it. And you put the ornaments on top of the radiogram, and then when somebody wanted to play a record, you had a wee mat on it and everything. You took the mat and the ornaments off and you piled them in the shelf. And he said, open the radiogram, you'd go. Then you open the radiogram and then you'd put on the record, and then it was all finished. You'd close it and put the mat on it again, put the ornaments back on top of it. Do people still do that? Of course they don't. A caller is looking for a sink unit for a bathroom. It has to be champagne in colour. Eh? Be big Saturday nights in that house, I'm telling you. Geordie is on the line. Geordie. He's not speaking to me. Where is he? Geordie. Where is he? No, he's not.
Hello?
Oh, there he is. Geordie, good morning.
Hello, Gerry.
Geordie, how did you get on the weekend? I'm hearing...
That's the very best.
I'm hearing excellent, positive
The very
reports.
best.
A person is going to the... Now, before we go any further, a person has... let me just get this person's name. Kiva Hughes, 13-year-old wee girl, wrote a poem about Nipper.
Ah, wee Nipper.
Well, Mr. Coyle says you have no dog called Nipper,
I'm sure you might remember that, Gerry. Do you mean the wee lady before last Christmas?
Of course I remember.
Well, there you are.
I know all about Nipper.
Ah,
Anyway.
she says that she was looking at a house, an executive house. She was in the flat.
That's right.
And she says, a wee dog here called Nipper. Would you have a shed for him and keep him and don't sell him or don't give him away?
Exactly.
And then I asked you a couple of times of the wee lady that left wee Nipper.
Yes.
But she never heard tell of her since.
Well, you know, once they go into housing executive houses, you never hear of them again.
Well,
this is one of those things that, you know...
But the Lurcher men, they're not so slow, Gerry.
Why is that?
The Lurcher men from 40 down in Lurgan.
Why, did you meet them at the weekend?
Oh, they're all after Nipper.
The Lurcher men?
Oh,
Well, is she a wee lurcher?
And there was he's a small person, the Irish Wolfhound.
Oh, I didn't realise she was a little lurcher.
Oh, what?
So they got their eye on her?
Oh, yeah.
And tried to wrest them from your grasp?
Oh, tried to buy my Nipper, but Nipper's not for sale.
What kind of money were they offering you for it? Excuse me, what kind of money?
£120 was it.
You were offered £120 for a dog that a woman gave to you because she couldn't bring it into an executive house? I would have took the hand off them.
Oh, no, but Nipper's a own big horror jet. You know, the one that can stand on his nose.
Sorry, I kind of missed that. Could you start that one again, what? What
It
did
was
you
a
say?
big horror jet.
Oh, the Harrier jet, yes. Well, it doesn't stand on its nose.
Well, it can, he done a wee dip, you know.
It's a vertical takeoff.
Yes, no, but when he whooped, you're talking about sucking diesel. He was sucking diesel.
Yeah. You see, you don't see many Harrier jets around Newry.
Well, he was there on Saturday and he was there on Sunday.
Well, I'll tell you...
And he done the whole works, and I'm telling you, and the best of it was, half the dogs were going mad barking, but out Nipper sut, I'd never annoyed him. And Nipper's only 11 months.
And Nipper can take anything a Harrier
Oh, yes,
jet can
and
throw
all
at
these
him.
dogs are going mad. You know, with a big room.
Never would have been a great dog during the war.
Oh, what?
Sent him behind the German
That's why
lines.
the lurcher man's after him, you see.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, must have nerves of steel, these lurchers.
Yeah, well, even up, and he's only 11 months.
Can you imagine behind the German lines, biting the arses of all the Nazis? Well, listen, can I just say this to you? Can I ask you to take me through the day? What time did you arrive on Saturday?
Oh, well, I tried to mean, you see, it was Friday night, and we, Leslie and Daddy from Bestbrook, invited me to dance in the Legion in Pines Paw.
The British Legion, yes. Did you enjoy that?
Oh, yes, and young Canada Paul was playing.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know, he's a guitar. And
I know. Did you dance with any
I
pregnant...
can tell you he earned his money.
Did you dance with any pregnant woman from Tandragee?
No, but I tell you what, the legs is getting fatter looking at and getting outer looking. I'd never seen such legs, sir.
Yeah, you see. Once you get a little older, you see more of them. You know, when you're about 30, 40, you know, they seem good enough. But once you get up a bit, you know, people seem to have more legs than they had. And so the legs are flashing in Points Pass.
And Points Pass, Legion.
Well, I would say possibly that you maybe overdone it that night. Was that what
No,
you're trying to say?
I did not now. Now, how do you always say I did not?
Okay, right.
I did not now. You see, you're always...
No, but I
oh,
thought
now you are. You always now...
No.
Now,
So in other words, you were...
are.
No, it's okay. I forgive me. So in other words, you were in good condition for the next
Oh,
day.
yes. No, yes.
So what time did you arrive at?
I arrived about half 8 or 9.
Now, I have to ask you something now, and I want you to tell me the truth.
What's I always tell the truth.
I see, sometimes it's very hard to gauge popularity. And if I asked anybody else, you know, you would say, oh, you would lie to me. I want you to tell me the truth.
Never. That's one thing I'll not do, sir. I'll not lie.
Did many people come up to you?
Where in?
In Guildford Fair.
What? Saturday I couldn't get to see I had my wee woolly hat on.
Is that right?
And more photographs took, had more kisses with young women, old women, something in me.
Really?
I'm telling you.
You were well served, let's put it that way. And you were happy enough with the reception. Were you a little surprised?
And I judged the ferret show and all, and the right one got the praise.
What was the standard? What was the ferret standard?
Oh, well, they were good now.
How do you judge a ferret?
Well, you just judge a ferret like...
Now, what do you look for? Length of body?
A wee bit of stockness in him, you know, and a good forefront, you know.
A good forefront?
You know, a chest, you know, and
Uh-huh.
compact, you know.
Uh-huh.
Where he could, if he's stuck in, you know, with 2 or 3 rabbits, he can work his way out of it, you know.
He would have the strength to work his way out from the front.
Yes.
I see what you mean. You need a good forefront.
Yes.
I remember that myself. My forefront isn't the best. It used to be better, but it's deteriorated rapidly. So you, and do you think now? See, I'm looking at this from a. I'm worried. I don't want to change the nature of your personality, but you see, from what I've heard...
Jerry, dear, no harm to you. You could not do that.
Well, I hope not.
You could not change my person. I am what I am.
Well, I hope not, because I know you are, and I have no intention of changing your personality. But you see, this is a very significant moment for you, appearing at the Guildford Fair.
Not really, sure. I always went to Guildford Fair, I mean.
But you see, you were never surrounded before. I bet you the last time you went to Guildford Fair, nobody bothered about you.
Do you know in the British Legion and Points Boss, we Leslie and Pappy?
Yes.
You know what we Leslie, and they're the nicest pair of people ever you met. Yeah. And he brought a lovely thing of his homegrown tomatoes. And Terry, dear, you might buy stuff and all, but I tell you what, when you taste Leslie's tomatoes, I can tell you.
Well, I've heard that the taste of Leslie's tomatoes are something special, but I've never actually sunk my teeth into Leslie's tomatoes. And there's a song called homegrown tomatoes. I must play that for you sometime.
But I met a nice wee fella in Guildford now. He's special.
Yes.
Wee Jimmy Dorn from Guildford.
Jimmy Dorn.
Wee Jimmy Dorn. He's one of these wee special children, you know.
Yes, sure, yes.
And the mom and dad brought up him, and me and him had some crack. He's a wee special child.
I wonder, is he listening today?
Oh, yes, he is.
Well, if he is, hello to him.
I say a wee load of wee Jimmy Dorn from Guildford.
Hello, Jimmy Dorn. I hope you're listening up in Guildford.
Yes,
and I hope you have a nice weekend.
And what do you think, Gerry?
What?
The country arts company, and I don't know how he had it, but my old donkey died.
Yes, I remember.
Haida.
Yes.
Well, this man couldn't find him on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
He's a country art company. Paul Dempsey, you call him.
Yes.
You know, he does oil paintings, or, you know.
He's an artist, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what had I for him?
What?
It was the born picture of Heidi, my wee donkey.
Well,
Frame, and all.
When did he paint it?
I don't know.
Well, how did he know your donkey?
I don't know. Well, suppose maybe he paints the donkeys, you know.
Well, is it the same donkey? Is it recognised?
Oh, yes, well, the wee head was there, like the wee Irish donkey.
Ah, well, it just
You know,
looks
the
like...
wee grey one with the black crosses on his back.
I know that Jesus is supposed to have ridden on into
Oh,
Bethlehem.
maybe he... And there's only 400. There's a limited edition, you know.
Uh-huh.
400 of them, just.
And he gave it to you?
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
And another one with the lorchers on, and there's a born picture in upper. That's why they have lorcher prices after it.
Uh-huh.
He had another one for me. There was two lorchers sitting there, you know, in the snow.
Yes.
You're sort of a bank, and you know, the old brackens, you know, sort of brownish.
I know, yes.
But there's one sitting by, there's two lorchers now, but there's one sitting, and he's a dead ringer to nipper.
Yeah.
And there's two hares going up over the snow.
Uh-huh.
And boy, you can see the one eyes of nipper looking.
Ah.
You know?
Yeah, you can see the hairs in the picture even.
Yes.
In other words, Nipper can look at a painting and say, "Jizz, boys, there's a couple of hairs."
Yes.
That's some dog, that.
Oh, Nipper is. That's why the lorcher man's after.
You better keep him away from the TV.
Oh, no. Wee Nipper's not for.
If you put on any...
He's going nowhere.
If you put on any wildlife programs, he'll be lunging at the set. Well, what about the Sunday? Was the Sunday as good as the Saturday, or was the Sunday...
When I had rain jar.
Oh, pity.
On Sunday.
Uh-huh.
But see, the man that run that wee man that runs it, you know he deserves credit.
Well, he was on here. I think I was talking to him.
Well, he brought him up. And we on had a lucky day on Saturday now. We knew on my friend.
Of course, yes.
Well, she had a lucky day. You see, Saturday was lovely. The sun was shining, and she got her country butter and her soda foils and her knick-knacks and...
Yes.
You know, all the stalls and...
Uh-huh. She had a wonderful day, I imagine.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay. Did she win anything, did you say? A lucky day, was it?
Well, no, just lucky day with a wire.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant
The sun
lucky
was
from the
shining.
point of view of maybe won something and
It wasn't
tombola.
like, you know...
Uh-huh.
Really,
But isn't
you
it a terrible country this is? You call a day that doesn't rain a lucky day.
Well, no, isn't it really?
But see, what I was going to say to you earlier is that, you know, judging by the response that we've had this morning, it seems to me that you seem to be quite a hit, and this leads me to believe that you'll be offered more gigs, and you know we'll have to get some money the next time.
No. Well, you know, before the fall of the leaf comes, I will go on that up past your house.
Well, you've been invited onto the boat.
For the only ladies from Mocker felt, you mean the four of them come down, the 2 mouths and 2 daughters?
Yes.
I could get them.
Well, you could, all right.
What?
Well, you could. You've been invited onto the boat.
Couldn't they come with me?
Of course they could. Of course they could.
And we aren't.
Yes, of course. I may not be there, but if I am there, I'd gladly go. Why don't you do that? We'll liaise about this and we'll decide something. We've already been invited, so there's no reason not to go on.
Why, well, and you know the 2 mouths and the 2 daughters from Mocker felt, they'll come down and...
That sounds like that sounds good. That's 10 women already, just the 2 of us. Like, that's the kind of odds that I thrive on.
And before the fall of the leaf comes, maybe in October or so, you know, before the finish for the season.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go on the boat before the fall of the leaf.
Aye.
All right, then.
All right.
Well, listen, it's been great to hear from you, and it's...
now, what do you think, Gerry?
What?
There's a big man, and he's an American tractor, 1941. A wee grey lady.
Yes.
And he's never married. You call him Matt Foreman.
Matt Foreman.
And he says, Jordy, would you get up on the tractor here and I take a photograph?
He talks like that, does he?
He does. And then he said, is this on?
What kind of an accent does he got? He sounds very like you.
What?
What kind of an accent does he? Is he American?
Well, I think he's getting sort of like that, you know, because he's an American tractor.
Some people do.
Well, no, that's it. But he said, and he says, would you? And he lifted on up. Oh, he says, you're a wee solid wee woman, he said. And he lifted on up onto the tractor.
No, they all do.
There you see.
I
What?
know.
He says, man, you're a wee sound. I didn't think you were just, you're cuddly, he says.
Did he jiggle her up? Did he jiggle her up?
He says, you're cuddly, he says.
Did he jiggle her up and down? Did he jiggle her up and down on his knee?
No, Oh, he lifted her up.
Oh, throw in the fire. Whoop, throw in the fire.
He lifted her up and sat her on the seat of the tractor to get a photograph.
All right, sure. Solid looking wee pup you are.
Oh, yes. Oh, what? Would you hear your voice back?
We know that old talk.
But the best thing at all, Jerry, and he's supposed to be a dog warden.
Yes.
He's as baldy as an egg, too.
Well, you see, there's no reason why a dog warden couldn't be baldy.
Well, but with the here, he tried to blame my wee nipper.
For being baldy?
No, they were from on a man, and me and Nipper walked in, into the tent, the beer tent.
Yeah, of course. What?
And there was a crowd of these Fermanagh people.
Oh,
sitting.
I know.
And I said, Geordie, come on up here. And me and Nipper went up. Yes. Men and women, you know what I mean?
A mixture, yeah.
We never sat down and all, crack was good.
So a few drinks were bought?
Oh, yes. And,
yes, of course.
And the next thing, it was like the gas bombs went off in the war. You know what Heil Hitler would have threw? You know that Heil gas bomb would have stuck you out of the house.
Well, who was that, Nipper?
Aye, but what do you think? And him, a dog warden too, from Anna. He turned around and he said, "Oh, you're a dirty dog." But God, the woman sitting beside him, she says, "What are you talking about?" She says, "You done that." He farted. And tried to blame it on my wee Nipper.
We don't normally use the word fart often on this programme, so try and keep it to a minimum.
Well,
so they blamed the dog?
Yes, the dog warden, blamed my Nipper.
The dog warden blamed the dog for poofing?
Yes.
Right, so...
but he done it.
I was well...
And they caught him on too.
I'm glad you named him.
Well, he is, and Lord help the dog trying from Anna.
I'll tell you what,
he's looking after them.
Yeah, well, you see...
Blaming my wee Nipper.
Let me just check with Mr. Collier. Is this the first time a dog warden has poofed in a tent on this programme?
I think so, it is, yes.
Just mark this down as a special day.
Yes, we'll keep this one.
Okay, right. Okay, then, so what did you take...
So the woman was sitting beside him, she says, "What are you talking..." The wee dog Nipper didn't do that. She says, "You done it." And he admitted it then.
He admitted it?
Oh, yes. But tried to blame it on my Nipper.
Well, I'll tell you what, any man who farts and blames it on a dog...
and him a dog warden.
I know.
Well, Lord help the dogs round from Anna.
Lord help the dogs round from Anna.
If he would blame my wee Nipper.
If a dog can't poof in peace without being blamed by a dog warden, if a dog can't poof at all, and then be blamed by a dog warden...
We Nipper done none.
And if a dog warden poofs and blames all the dogs around him, where will it end?
Well, I don't know. Lord help the dogs round from Anna.
I hope the Queen never comes to Fermanagh.
I hope not.
Because she'll be blamed too.
Her and a wee
corgi.
Wee corgi.
And he'd be saying, "That corgi farted." And the Queen would be saying, "I did not.
No.
It wasn't my husband and I."
And the look of him too, and he looked down at wee Nipper. He said, "Oh, you're a dirty
wee dog."
He says, "You're a dirty dog."
I can hear
it. The one wee woman, she says, "What are you talking about?" She says, "You done that. That wee dog Nipper never did that."
I heard you myself, she said.
Aye, she heard. Well. And he lifted one end, but good, hey, his good job come out of the back end, not the front. That's all I have to say.
Yes, yeah. I think this is conversation's going down a little. Listen, Geordie, all we have to say is that you were a great hit at the weekend, and I look forward to negotiating some of your other gigs before the end of the summer.
All right, George.
Okay, Geordie.
All the best, bye.
Say good luck to Nipper and apologise to Nipper for me on behalf of the dog warden in Fermanagh.
Yes, I'm quite great.
Okay.
Bye, night.
Bye. Bye.
Andrea, I miss you, my precious Irish pearl. Is cold rain still the same since I'm halfway around the world? And may the flag of peace and freedom make you dance as it unfurls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City girls. Aoife, how are you doing? Your story's just begun. I remember Portrush nights and waking to the sun. And may the wind of hope and glory catch you as it swirls in the cool grooves of the Stroke City girls. Limavady, Letterkenny, back in the middle it's Stroke City, 50 miles from Ballycastle. on the banks of Bolac for you. Donna, there's a memory playing with my mind. It's you and me in a dance till 3, Sandino's closing time. May the sound of love thy neighbor whisper through your curls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City girls. Stroke City girls. Limavady, Letterkenny, back in the middle it's Stroke City, 50 miles from Ballycastle, on the banks of Old Loch Foyle. Andrea, oh I miss you, my precious Irish pearl. Is cold rain still the same since I'm halfway round the world? And may the flag of peace and freedom make you dance as it unfurls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City girls. May the sound of love thy neighbor echo through your curls to the cool grooves of the Stroke City girls.
That's another track from Chip Taylor's album, which is out now. It's called Black and Blue America, and that's called Stroke City Girls. I'll play another track. The very last one on the programme will be a track featuring John Prine, which is really good. A 10-year-old ginger... It's a different sort of a track than what we normally play on this programme. A 10-year-old ginger cat has been lost in Finnehy on Friday night, probably making a desperate bid to reach the field one more time before it dies. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, who's that?
It's Handsome here.
Handsome whom?
Handsome man.
Handsome man. Well, good morning, Handsome. How are you?
Okay, may I call you Gerry?
By all means, yes.
Thank you, Gerry.
Okay, what can I do for you this fine day?
Well, I've been watching you on satellite. Listening to you on satellite.
Yes, I was wondering.
Right.
Yes? Yeah, wait, where are you at the moment?
I'm in Northern Ireland.
Why don't you just listen to the radio like every other normal human being?
But I was watching The Simpsons, you see.
Oh, I see.
And then I switched on to you.
Okay, right. Was it a surprise?
You?
Yes.
No, you're not a surprise.
Well, why are you telling me you're listening on satellite as if it's something surprising?
Well, that's the reason I phoned in, because I gave a number on the screen.
Oh.
And it said, husbands placate it, wives stimulate it, children berate it.
That's right, yeah, that's this programme in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's big words like you use. Placate it, calmed, stimulate it as in wives, I understand that. And how do you look up berated?
I wrote that.
Yeah, because you're an intellectual, I think.
No, I wouldn't go as far as to say that. Pseudo-intellectual, perhaps, but not the full 10 shillings.
Well, mad, you mean?
Well, I hope you continue to listen. Now, what about yourself? What do you do for a living? Do you anything at all?
It's rather hush-hush.
Okay, I understand that. I will probe you no further. And have you always lived in Northern Ireland, or have you travelled?
Travelled a little bit.
Where did you go? Anywhere interesting?
Well, just across the water, across the pond.
Scotland?
England.
England?
Yeah.
Did you ever live in England for any appreciable length of time?
What do you call appreciable?
More than 2 years.
No.
Mm-hmm. So you're not a world traveller?
I've been to Europe, but no, I'm not a world traveller.
What part of Europe? Being on holidays, that type of thing?
Yeah, on holidays.
Backpacking?
No, not backpacking. Just as for a vacation.
That's one of the things that I look at young people today, and I say to myself, this is good because kids backpack and they go off to Australia and they backpack across India and stuff like that.
Could be dangerous, though.
I don't care about that. When I was 19, I was sitting watching Wimbledon Test match with an apple cake. I had no money.
You remind me of my brother, the way you talk.
Maybe I am your brother. What's his name?
I don't want to broadcast it on the radio. I don't think you would appreciate it.
You're a strange man. You ring up here and you won't tell me anything.
No, but the reason I rang.
Yes.
Do you want to know the reason I rang?
Yes.
Well, get to the crux of the matter. The husbands, wives, children, all that. Well, I'm in my mid-30s.
Yes.
Just round about the same age as you.
Well, there's no law against that. Thank you for that, yeah?
Well, why are you thanking me?
For calling me 30.
Well, I'm calling myself 30, so...
Oh, sorry, I'll just join you.
Right, you join me.
Okay.
And I wondered what you could do for me. You're an intellectual. Even if it is pseudo, you're still an intellectual man.
I'm an anti-intellectual.
Well, I'm anything but intellectual myself.
I'm the only person I know who doesn't like Seamus Heaney's poets.
What schloch, all the mud signs, that stuff.
I can't be bothered with that. So I'm not an intellectual.
Well, I'm anything but intellectual, so I want a man like you. It's nice listening to you over the radio.
Well, good. I hope you continue to do so.
But I wanted to reach out, to you and actually speak to you one-to-one.
Well, I'm glad you took the trouble, because if more people reached out, this would be a better province to live in.
If they all travelled, I think more, it would be a better province.
Everybody in Northern Ireland with their 18 should be thrown out of it and not allowed back until they're 21.
That's good, yeah.
There'll be no more trouble.
Well, I don't know about that, but it'll be less aggro.
There'll be no more trouble, because people will go away and realise that the rest of the world is different. That this isn't life.
This isn't the be-all and end-all.
No, it's not even the be. This isn't life at all. People elsewhere in the world are living. We're just hanging on by our fingernails.
Now, Jay, I hope you're not saying this is the asshole of the world. Ireland is now.
No, I'm not saying.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
It's a nice place. Pity about the people.
Well, there's some nice people like you. You sound a nice man.
Well, I hope I am. I'm not condemning everybody, but a significant number of our people would need to be sent somewhere else.
Well, if they were bigoted. I don't like bigoted people.
No, there's far too many of them here.
Small minds.
Oh, there's minds here you need a microscope to find. But anyway, don't mind that. We'll deal with that at 12 o'clock. Ring David Dunseith and tell him about that. In the meantime, I have to thank you for taking the trouble to reach out to me.
Oh, would you play me a request?
I certainly would. Give me some detail.
Well, the request is Billy Joel, Piano Man. I love that song. Anything by Billy Joel. Well, what else have you got in your record collection that you could play at the minute?
Well, you see, we've only time to play one more song.
So can I choose? Give me a list and I'll choose one. If you'd be so kind.
You obviously don't listen to this programme.
I know, no requests.
This is the wrong thing to say to me. No, you see, I'm going to play a song at the end here, which is a track from Chip Taylor's album called Black and Blue America. I promised I'd end up with this one.
Well, have you nothing else on the deck, no?
No, because I want to play this at the end.
Okay. It will be you reaching out to me. I've reached out to you. If you could reach out to me.
No, I don't do reaching out.
Gerry.
No.
Try it. It's good. Don't condemn anything until you've tried it.
I'll tell you what, I'll play you something tomorrow. Tomorrow's a better day. Tomorrow's a new day.
No, I'll be out tomorrow. I'll not be listening tomorrow.
Well, when will you be in again?
Maybe the next day.
Maybe Wednesday then.
Right.
Billy Joel, Mr. Piano Man.
I'll do.
Okay then.
Am I really on the radio, Gerry, or are you just phoning me during a record break?
Well, I always just phone people during record breaks.
Yeah.
No, you're on the radio. Do you have to say hello to somebody?
Hello to all your good listeners. I'm sure they're all good people.
They are indeed. Okay, well, thank you very much, sir. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Do you Noel?
I thought, what?
Would you have time to talk to Noel?
Let me just think.
Yeah?
No.
No?
No.
Well, Noel's there if you need him.
Haven't time. I have to play this last track.
Why?
Because I want to.
Is this not about people? Your people?
What people?
You talking to people?
No. No, look at that. Look, you made me mess the whole thing up.
I did not.
You will.
I won't.
You will. I messed the whole thing up.
Well, talk to Noel then and blame him.
Here it is now. We won't have time to hear anything.
Well, we talk to Noel in the morning.
No.
That's the way it goes. Sometimes it rains. Sometimes it snows. Sometimes you're hot. Sometimes you're cold. Sometimes you're young. Most times you're old.
It's the way of it. In this crazy world, it's a little boy and it's a little girl. to fall in love. They have no fear. Pretty soon, they disappear.
And it's the way of it. You know, for some, it's an empty dream. It's a loaded gun. It's a flying stone. When you're calling names, you think you sound so different. Hell, we're all the same. And it's the way of it.
But some take the chance to walk the walk. They even learn to dance. And if you dance around with some other kind, and you say I love you, hell, we don't mind.
It's the way of it. Here I go again. I'm off to Holland just to play for some friends.
Friends are diamonds, friends are gold.
Sometimes you're young,
most times you're old.
That's the way of it.
That's how it goes.
Sometimes it rains,
and sometimes it blows.
Sometimes you're hot,
sometimes you're cold.
Sometimes you're young,
most times. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it snows. Sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're cold. Sometimes you're young, most times you're old. That's the way of it.
Well, I certainly ain't talking about you and me.
I was hoping not.
Actually, we have 150 years to go, so we don't have to learn the damn song for another 100 years.
Yeah, it probably won't come out for at least 75.
The damn chords are tough. Oh, you switched it up now. What chords are these?
Don't forget to send me one when you're done with it.
What key is this in, anyway?
The only key I know. G.
John, this is not in G. It's one of the other
How
ones.
many rings are there around that tree?
That tree looks like it's about 1 million years old, John.
Is that monkey years or dog years? How many candles are on that damn cake?
Is it yours or mine?
Call the fire department. It's the way of it.
That's a song called It's the Way of It. That's Chip Taylor and John Prine. It's from an album called Black and Blue America. It's out now. It's on Trainwreck Records. The serial number is TW011. What do you think of that?
What do you think of what?
Thank you. Here's a request. Joan McKee. Hello to Joan. Happy birthday and thanks for a lovely day yesterday. That's from Pam and Tara. Okay, that's nearly all we have time for. All I have to say to you is that I didn't have time to look at the emails. When I do look at them, I'll deal with them tomorrow. If you want to send me an email, it's gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. If you want to write, it's Gerry Anderson, care of BBC Radio Foyle, Derry, Stoke, Londonderry, and that's all you need to know. It's 12 o'clock. See you tomorrow.
92.